Snoh Aalegra is an artist that I didn't know anything about until I saw this album had come out titled Feels floating around. Some people I saw talking about it, so I thought, give it a try, why not? And I found out that she is a Swedish pop singer. Usually Swedish pop singers do it very well, I must say. We've had Zara Larsson over the past few years as a good example, Robin, so that kind of was something in my mind that made me think, okay, this could be really good. And I listened and I thought, okay, this is really good. This is a luscious R&B pop album soaked in a noir sound to it, really old school 60s sounds on this. Soulful music is something that I think is a reference point for Snoh. And the tone and atmosphere across this album is quite sensual at points. It's very sultry. I do think it's quite a mood-setting album. And I am feeling very positive towards this album. I must admit, I do love this kind of R&B done in this style. Some powerful, emotional vocal performances come from Snoh Aalegra as well. A few guest features that aren't really that necessary for the album, probably just for the hype if anything, to be honest, which is slightly disappointing. I mean, Logic kind of comes and goes with his very short verse on the second track. The track Sometimes, that is, and as much as I'm not even a really big fan of Logic, I don't really feel like this was necessary for him to be on the track. I think the track was flowing along nicely. His verse wasn't that bad though, I must admit. There wasn't really any corny lines that are dropped in his verse, which he usually does do. This is actually quite a well done verse for his standards, I'd say. He does have talent, but usually, in my opinion, he doesn't display it all that well. But I think because he's so brief on this track, it does kind of work okay in the end. The track is quite a trip-hop inspired track, I must admit. The beat moves along at quite a slow pace, but Snoh Aalegra just comes on the track with just a great vocal performances. That is what wins me over on most of this album. We get another trip-hoppy track with the track Nothing Burns Like the Cold, which is a very Portishead inspired song. It sounds a lot like Glory Box from Dummy, which is one of my favourite songs ever. So as much as the beat is quite similar, it doesn't put me off though, because Snoh Aalegra does give her own take on it, and it's not like she's completely ripping off Portishead. Vince Staples is even on this track too, which again, those hip-hop features keep coming, and this time it works a bit better than Logic because Vince Staples is a better rapper anyway, and he sounds pretty decent on this one. Again though, not really adding to the song, not necessarily taken away, but essentially just being there as a feature. Similar with Vic Mensa on his guest feature as well. Not a bad feature, just sort of there. But You Keep Me Waiting, which has Vic Mensa on it, it's got to be one of the best songs on this album. Oh lord, her vocals. You keep me waiting. I should probably stop singing in my reviews, honestly. It's probably cringy as fuck for all you guys, but it's just so fun. And the song's theme is quite interesting, honestly. It seems to be about a broken down love, but she's sort of saying here that even though the person gives her nothing, she still can't get enough. It's that kind of like attitude where the person is sort of like treating you like crap, but you still love them anyway. I guess that's what it's about. Generally quite a toxic mindset, but a lot of people do go through this. Fool for You has quite a similar style in lyrics as well. A bit cliche with the whole fool for you thing, but she does go on to say like, oh, I'm gonna leave and then come back again. It's that kind of attitude in relationships, like you know it's not the right thing, but then you end up doing it anyway. That's quite a lot of the themes on this album, I've noticed. That sort of idea that you know it's going to be bad from the start, but you do it anyway. Time is quite a beautiful and aching ballad, talking about wishing, you know, time never mattered. Again, quite a cliche topic, but not something that puts you completely off, because she sings it with just so much passion in her delivery, and that's what keeps you sucked in. Never quite reaching that peace of mind that she's setting out to get, and her delivery, honestly, brings out so many like attention grabbing ear-wormy melodies that they do really get stuck in your head. I do love the way that she's able to do this on this album. I mean, the most attention grabbing song has got to be You Got Me. Goddamn, you got me. I just sung again. What am I doing? I hope you're not cringing. Goddamn, you got me. It's quite a Latino-inspired track with the beat, which is very different for everything else on this album, I think. Again, it's where that R&B stylings that come in, because you do get that sort of Latino sound, but it is very much embedded in the R&B realm. And the noir inspiration I was talking about on the beginning of this video is totally found on the title track Feels, which has this such a like 60s sounding beat to it that really reminds you of people like Nancy Sinatra, and also someone more modern like Lana Del Rey, like a Lana Del Rey song done right. I've expressed before I'm not a huge Lana fan. I'm sorry, but you know, I would much prefer this. This is very much a hopeless romantic type song, talking about, oh, I don't believe in anything except for me and you, that type of thing, relying on that other person. Even though, you know, throughout the album she's sort of been quite negative, this song is a little different. And Walls is a bit more of a dirtier song, kind of like that old school type song you'd hear from like a country singer, maybe just sat in like a bar, you know, listening to them while everyone's drinking whiskey. It gives you that kind of feel. So the amount of stylings on this album is pretty impressive. I mean, Snoh Aalegra goes through all these different sounds, but it all sticks into a very similar category and flows very well. We even have a rapper on here, or a guest feature. He sounds like he's rapping. Timbuktu, I don't know what language it's in. He perhaps could be Swedish. It's kind of a strange moment on the album because I was just a bit like caught off guard by the language he was singing in, but even that is something different that you wouldn't usually get on a pop or R&B album. I'm gonna throw this on the pile of great R&B albums, you know, really up there with Daniel Caesar and Kalela from this year for sure, and the likes of SZA or any other R&B albums that have come out this year that people are talking about as being some of the best. I'm going to put this album up there with those. I think it's pretty damn good. I'm really falling in love with it. Each time it gets a little closer to my heart. Aww. So yeah, I'd highly recommend this. Make sure you give it a listen. It's Snoh Aalegra with Feels. One of my favorites of the year. I'm gonna give this a B+. I know I give B+s out like to every album, but it's just the safest score, you know. It's not too positive, it's not too low. It's about right. If you like this review, make sure you subscribe for more. Let me know what I should review next. If you've heard this album, let me know in the comments as well what you think of it, and have a good day.